All right, Neckbone. Glad to have you on Cam Capone News.
What's up with it, Cam?
Nothing much,
All
man.
the time, you know? Let's
It's been a
chop it
long
up.
time, man. We don't really get a lot of new death row stuff, man. So it's really kind of refreshing when somebody new like yourself comes out and starts doing interviews.
Yeah. Try to put some real out there, you know what I'm saying? Because everything's been misinterpreted, basically about 70% to 80% of it. You know, and people deserve the truth because it's that type of legacy, you know what I'm saying? That's all. My name was caught up in a bunch of bullshit that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So shit, hell yeah. Once I got rid of the job, I sat back, I got at my folks, you know, on the internet, on Facebook, the homies and my friends and all that. It's like, go ahead, you know.
I hear that, man. It's been a
saying?
long time, man. I remember when, everybody started coming out with their death row stories.
Yeah.
Mob James came out, man, told his story. He went crazy.
Yeah.
Man, so it was definitely, dope to see you come out, man. Well, we'll just kind of start off, I'm not going to go through your whole story, but, can you kind of give everybody a little bit about, where you're from and what it was like for you growing up?
Well, I'm from Compton. So I go back to the 60s, like 64, 65, 66 and all that. You know what I'm saying? White people who still in Compton. I'll go back to them days, but I was a little kid. And then further go on, you know what I'm saying? I grew up, I was like an athlete, you know what I'm saying? And I was good, you know what I mean? But the ghetto got ways you got to deal with if you're going to come outside every day. And I'm outside in the streets, you know what I'm saying? From a kid on up. But that draw other type of attentions. And then he moved on and I hit the penitentiary a gang of times, all that old type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got scooped up by death row.
Okay.
Changed my life.
Let's rewind a little bit, man. So when you were living in Compton,
Yeah.
there was still white people in Compton.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I was a kid.
Was it dangerous in Compton at this time?
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
But to a certain, it was a different kind of dangerous.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was people was coming to Compton to rob. They was coming from Watts to rob. Compton was kind of, you know what I mean? Because they had still had the white folks. And then the people that lived in Compton was going through their differences, with the white folks. So Compton was hot on that level. It wasn't just gang banging yet. It was on some other shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were around when the first gangs started to appear in Compton.
Yeah, I was a baby though. Well, no, not the first gangs, because there's always been gangs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
like the first Pirus.
Yeah, well, I remember as a kid, Piru Street was real popular. I was like 6, 7 years old, 5 years old. I remember Piru Street was real popular. Then all of a sudden you start hearing about Crips a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know the details to be able to go into it like I was active and all. I was still a baby, 7, 8, 9 years old, you know what I'm saying? But I would see the gangsters and I kind of had a feel for what was going on, you know what I mean? And I started, as you get older, you start understanding and figuring out what's going on because next thing you know, you doing the same thing.
Did you run into like any of the original guys like the Tookie Williams or Puddin' or anybody?
Yeah, I knew Puddin' personally. Puddin', AC, Terry Carter, Stanley Pitts, it's a long list. It's a long list, you know what I'm saying? I knew a lot of OGs, growing up, because I used to be at the park playing ball all the time. And they used to come in there and play with me, you know what I'm saying? And all of them, clung to me because I was good. They used to come watch us play. We used to be, our team, the Stars, the Compton Stars, we had to sell out crowds at Lewis Park. We was 10, 11 years old, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to come see us play. We was the shit, and we was hard in football too. But you know what I'm saying? It's more like a family thing because a lot of the homies that was my age, that was their big brothers. So I knew them, a lot of them like that. You know what I'm saying? And they ways and how they got down and how they roll. You know what I'm saying? You gonna understand. You gonna learn. You gonna see what's going on from a baby on up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them is G names. I don't want to just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know a gang of G ones, OG ones, growing up. That's who I watched. That's who I learned from.
Growing up in Compton, how old were you when you jumped off the porch?
about 12, 11. But I was just doing little bullshit to get a couple of dollars in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't gang banging. I was just being bad because it was fun, you know what I'm saying? You got to do stealing bikes and all that kind of shit, you know what I mean? When I was a real kid, 11, 12 years old. But I started gang banging around like 15 because from 12 to 15, I was in training for them 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So when I jumped off the porch to gang bang at 15, I was full-fledged ready. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to do the learning process the hard way. Wasn't just no woo-woo-woo, and then I had to be schooled. And they taught me. They raised me, you know what I'm saying? So it was different. When I did jump off the porch, yeah.
How old were you when you caught your first case?
First time I got arrested was 11, shoplifting, some bullshit. Well, the first time I caught a case, I was like 14, 15, you know what I'm saying? Juvenile hall. Made it back home about 4 or 5 months.
Can you talk about what you got arrested for?
Yeah, just putting down licks, you know what I'm saying? Being a sneaky little kid, sniffing out money with the homies. You know, and they bust me with some jury. On my way to, you know what I'm saying, do my thing, go to school and all that. The spot was by the school, you know, Conf Boulevard by George's. At Limehood, the sheriff used to always be hot around up in there. They just take a homie to jail just on the strength, you know what I mean? And it was my turn. I'm on a beach cruiser with the homie Georgie, you know what I'm saying? And they pulled us over. They was like, one of y'all gotta go. But they got the jury off me. So that was my first time I caught a case and went to Los Patrinos, had to go to court and all that old kind of shit. Got out on probation and all that.
Now, were you originally Ludus Park?
I was raised in Lewis Park, but I'm from the mob. But I pushed the line for Ludus. Especially in the penitentiary. Yeah, I pushed that line for Ludus Park, but I'm from the mob. You know what I'm saying?
Because it all used to be one at one point, right? Mob, Piru, and Ludus Park?
Yeah. The mob always pushed Ludus Park. Way back, way back, 80, 81, 79. You know what I'm saying? Because the guys that started the mob was from Ludus Park, the original mob, you know what I'm saying? Ludus Park had the whole east side, basically. You know, so, you know, yeah, of course. So, but we had our side and they had their side. So we had our different type of little bit of orientation on how things was going as far as that money. We had a little crew over there getting people, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's about this money, you know what I'm saying? But they was power rules. Most of us from Ludus Park, because Ludus Park was first. Then the mob.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, how did everything get separated? Like, is that something you could talk about? Or is that something you can't talk about?
Well, man. But it ain't separated no more.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Let's talk, you know what I'm saying? It ain't separated no more. You know what I'm saying? They've been out there getting together, working on some stuff with the old triple OGs. There's a lot of them home, big names. The one you said that I know growing up, a lot of them did 20, 30 years in the pen. They home now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of lifers done got out. And now they up there getting it together. And there ain't none of that going on no more. None of that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the separation, I wasn't even on the street.
Okay, you was locked up when everything
when the
left.
main little, you know, whoop, I wasn't even on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, you know, I don't know.
I ain't never, you know, it to me, it's different, man. I can't even speak on that one. I gotta let that one go, cause, you know what I'm saying? But
okay, no big deal.
No, I'm just saying, you know, everybody know, man.
Okay.
I don't want my voice to stick out that much or something that serious, because, you know, there's been a lot of it, you know what I mean? You know, people looking, you know what I'm saying? They waiting on me to say some shit. I ain't,
understood.
Yeah, I ain't like a boy.
No problem.
But I'm fucking with you. We straight. I shot you some shit, you know what I'm saying? Some real shit, you know.
I'm glad that you guys are you know.
Yeah, they getting
back together.
Yeah, they getting that back together, because I don't even make no sense.
Cause I remember there was the Peace Walk too. I don't know if you guys were part of that.
Yeah, that was on the west side, basically for the west side. But everybody went to that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good to see. For
yeah,
sure.
Because you know what I'm saying. For one thing, it was always been unheard of for the homies to be warring. I mean, it'd be some head up fights, it'd be some little shit here and there maybe. But the way shit had got between sets that was, you know, when you say they're together, not rivals, but allies, you know, that turn rivals. That's crazy. You got two hoods, it's a lot of them. It was a lot of them like that. That's why, you know, the G's come back, hey, because they didn't get down like that. That's against the rules. You know what I'm saying? You got to go by the ones that started it and you know, the law they put down. You know what I'm saying? Because without them, it wouldn't be none of this. They created it. So, and if you messing up, you know, it's just a blessing they all home and they hollering at them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody trying to smash because it's a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the OGs, you know, they know how it is because from when they was babies, you know, little shit here and there, whoop the wind, you know. But it's time for all that shit to stop. Period. But you gotta get your people right first. And then once your people get right, maybe then you can venture out into some other, you know. But first you gotta get home straight. They gotta stop killing each other. There's a lot of peace that needs to be accomplished. But everybody can't mix because everybody got shit already before the mix. A lot of same side shit on both sides. You know what I'm saying? They got to be straight before now both sides is coming together. All that, they got to straighten their shit out. We got to straighten our shit out before we can get that whole black thing going out here where we at. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. And it's possible. And they working on it. It take time, man. It's hard. These streets ain't no joke. And a lot of these kids, they come up, man. You know what I'm saying? They in some shit.
Hey, man, I seen East Coast and Florencia.
Man, for 40 years.
You know what I'm saying? So if they can do it,
yeah, but
anybody can do it.
Yeah. That's my grandmama stay on 83rd. We've been having a house on 83rd and Central since the late 40s, early 50s. My auntie over there right now, so I always been over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot about that area, you know what I mean? But I don't know the people. I just, from being over there as a kid, at my grandmama's house, you know what I'm saying? It was my grandmama's house over there. So yeah, I remember way back then, they was warm. They always been warm, so yeah.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, man. So how did you meet Suge?
Me and Suge knew each other since we was kids.
Okay, did you play football or like, you know, how'd you
yeah,
guys
well,
meet?
we used to play football in the hood as kids, pick teams, go up to Foster or Linwood High or something, or play in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? But then when it came down, we played Pop Warner. I played the year that I played with all them when I was going up there when they was playing, because I used to play it. I didn't play at a whole bunch of other parts, Gonzales Park, 48th Street Park, Mark Twain Elementary. I played football up there for 3. You know what I'm saying? But this year, when I got like 12, I played for Greater Compton. I played for them when I was 9 years old, but I stopped playing and started playing for my school, Mark Twain. But anyway, we played Pop Warner, but I played with the big guy, they played with the little guy, but we was all up there together and all that kids, you know what I'm saying? I remember Suge won the talent show. In the 6th grade? Yeah, in the 6th grade. Playing like he was playing the guitar.
Really?
Man, went crazy up in there over Suge, man, with
Suge
the big fro.
Playing a guitar or he was playing?
He was playing it.
Suge played a guitar.
Yeah, because his uncles and them, they was in the band. They was in the band. Suge won the talent show, man. Everybody went crazy. Suge was over there doing his thing, man. He was in the 6th grade. They used to have, Suge and them used to have a DJ crew that threw parties back when they was in high school, 10th grade and all that. He always been around music. His family is music.
What kept Suge out of the streets? How, you know, if you were friends with Suge and you guys knew each other good, how did he not wind up part of Mob Piru?
He was part of Mob Piru. He grew up with us. He grew up, but
okay.
He just put it like this.
He got put on? Or you guys just accepted him like he got
Suge,
put
but
on?
Suge was over there before me. I moved over there in 71, 72. Suge was dead like 69, 70 already. He grew up in it. He grew up in it. It's like they were strangers, see. He grew up in it. He was born, it's like saying he was born in it. But everybody's parents was different. Some parents could deal with it because, it was grimy. And some parents was like, no, they had a good hold on their kids. You know what I'm saying? But Suge was, he was one of the homies. He grew up with us. So it's a lot of us, we just grew up together and we from the hood. You know what I'm saying? You only got a few that's really woo-woo, but we all homies. You know what I'm saying? We've been knowing each other forever. So we never tried to put no tags on him, but still he was the homie. Because we didn't try to put tags on each other. Because we know each other. We know each other already. We've been knowing each other forever. We know where we from. Everybody know what neighborhood this is. If you live over here, and man, everybody know what's happening. Depending on the level of how you was, that's something different. Because some kids was more advanced at it than others. But then there's some kids call up later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Just from being around it all their life. They might not been the main hitter, but then all of a sudden they turned it to the main hitters. Or just turned it to the biggest around there. I don't mean he was the baddest motherfucker from the hood when he was a kid, but shit happened. Shit happened. You know what I'm saying? But shit, as far as I'm concerned, he been over there forever, man. Everybody knows Suge, man. Their whole family. So, that's how I feel about it. Everybody could say they own whatever they want to say, but that's how I feel about it, because I seen him around. Once I started hanging on that side, I see him all the time. Talk to him, play sports with him, all kinds of shit. The dude know how to do flip-flops, man. Gymnastics.
Sure,
you didn't
out of here.
Nigga, that nigga's a gymnast, homie. Round off flip-flop back.
Nah, Suge knows how to do gymnastics.
Homie.
Bro.
Ask around. Round off flip-flop back. Flip-flop back. Nigga, I done seen him do it. I seen him do it when he was 300-something pounds. He still knew how to do it.
What?
Yes, definitely. He's a time, he been talented all his life. He always stood out, man. He always that's Suge, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers knew Suge.
Damn, okay. That's crazy, man. I would have never thought Suge was into gymnastics. I mean, because Suge, he got this, tough persona about him. You just
but not when we was kids.
Like that
no.
You know
not like with the tights on and all that shit. In the hood with the homies, when we kids, we used to be flipping. The kids.
Okay.
Not like that.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
Not like that. Just the homies in the hood that flip. There's a lot of them used to tumble. We go to school, get out on the grass, and do our shit with our clothes on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, regular shit. But it was live. It was live. Everybody was in flipping. There was a lot of stuff we had to do: flipping, raising birds, dirt bikes, mini bikes, go-karts. You know what I'm saying? 10 speeds. We had a lot of stuff we did, man, because we ain't had no, video games and all that.
Now, at some point, NWA starts to blow up.
Yeah.
What's Compton like, and do you see those guys around at all?
Well, I can't remember the first record that I heard, but I know the whole CD, the whole tape, the cassette was banging. I had a burgundy 78 Monte Carlo with the gold pearl on it, you know what I'm saying? On some chrome D's and some 20s. I never did get to cut it. I had a Cadillac too, and a Regal. I had, you know what I'm saying, I thought I was, But anyway, I used to bang it out because I had the 15s in my back seat in the Monte Carlo, you know what I'm saying? And I used to bang, 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 but that's all I used to listen to was NWA. That's how much of an influence they had, because that's all you heard everywhere. But other than that, you would hear Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, you hear the East Coast. As far as the West, when NWA hit, they hit, then the DOC came right behind them. Whoo, that shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? But we had, Mixmaster Spade and all that.
Did you ever run into Eazy-E or any of them back then?
Well, we had a couple of shows, you know what I'm saying? There's supposed to be some friction with them in the dog pound behind the little records dissing each other, you know what I mean? Them niggas didn't do nothing, though. They was kind of mugging each other, acting crazy and shit, Nate Dogg and them. You know what I'm saying? Some other shit happened that night. But it was more or less just a lot of distance to me on records and shit. They was active with that, but I never seen them get down. Shit, I ain't had nothing against no Easy no way. So, you know what I'm saying? That was their little beef. Cause it just be them, you know what I'm saying? The time we ran into them, it would just be them. So, man, you know what I'm saying? If y'all tripping, y'all tripping. If y'all ain't, y'all ain't. We over here, y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Well, how did you link up with Suge when he was with Death Row and everything? Like, did he just call you like, yo, man, I got this
Nah.
situation?
Me and Bunchy used to run into each other all the time. I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets and late night I might run into him at a 7-Eleven or something, you know what I mean? And he would be getting at me. I already seen when Deep Cover was out, you know, James and the little homies, you know, Baby Biggie, E-Rock, you know, Karate Rob, and a couple other homies, Pooh and them. They was, Manny, I think Manny was with them. They was with Suge. You know what I'm saying? The little homies. And I think James had some, he was up in there then too. But, so I knew about him from all, you know, just, you know, okay, he trying to get it cracking, you know what I'm saying? So, later on down the line, I get into the fight, a big fight, you know. There was a lot of shit going on with the Compton police. It was a day where they were just on one tripping, you know what I'm saying? And shit went down. And so, Bunchy got wind of it. And he got at Suge. You know what I'm saying? Because he already been getting at him. But I would never go out there with him. But after that incident, I was like, I'm cool on this little routine I got going on because I'm trying to stay out. You know what I'm saying? And Suge bailed me out. You know, I've been knowing Suge since we was kids, but we ain't really just been around each other in years. But I done seen him here and there and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is in the hood, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just run into him every now and then. So, you know, I knew what he had going on with the Death Row and the Deep Cover and all that. Then the Chronic came out. That's when after that incident, that's when I started hanging out with him. You know what I'm saying? And they put me down on the program of what they was trying to do and accomplish, and we're gonna be doing this, and we're gonna, you know, we can have it going on, you know what I'm saying? Get your mind right, get yourself together and come on with us, you know what I'm saying? Get this little program. It's better than being in jail. Hell yeah. So I started, when he gave me a little assignment, you know, I was chilling like that from there on out. I started learning and, you know what I'm saying? I be watching them write. I learned from watching them write how to write. I learned how to do the board from watching Dre do the board. I learned all my shit from them, just doing my job. But I'm watching. Everything I'm watching and learning. You know what I'm saying? And even we getting in, you know, little shit going on here and at these clubs and all that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got exposed to a world and I was trying to take advantage of it, put myself in a better situation in life, you know what I'm saying? And it wound up happening, you know what I mean? But, you know, Suge opened the door for me to be able to do that. And he taught me a lot, you know what I'm saying? So we got real close. We had been in some situations and all kind of stuff like that. So we had got real close. But originally, he bailed me out.
Okay, now it was Buntry, you, and at what point does Mob James come in and everybody else?
Mob James was before us.
Oh, Mob James was already there. Okay.
When the Easy Eaters and all, the Mob James was there before us. We were still in the pen when Mob was already there. We was getting pictures and hearing stories about Mob and some white, you know, some old crazy shit. You know, Mob James is a damn fool, but yeah, he already had it cracking because, you know, it was like, yeah, he be fucking with Suge, woo, woo, you know what I'm saying? Me and Bunchy was still in the pen. And then when I got out, you know what I'm saying, Bunchy was chilling for a minute, and Bunchy started, you know, going out there. You know what I'm saying? I still was in the hood, but Bunchy should be getting at me, you know what I mean? You know, Suge knew me and everything, but we got close and all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, wind up pulling other homies in too on the Chronic tour. Heron, Rock, Joe Hunt, all them, you know what I'm saying? Stanley Piss and them.
Okay, now Ice Cube mentioned that around the time Doggy Style was dropping, he was invited to get on a boat
Yeah.
with Death Row, and he turned it down because he was like, I'm not about to get on no boat with no boat full of guys from Death Row. And then he found out later that some crazy shit went down on the boat, man. You know, do you know what happened or what all happened that night?
Well, I think that was Snoop's birthday. It was straight. Everybody loaded, got on the boat, you know what I'm saying? You got all these different people from different fractions, different sets, different hoods. You already know how the LA shit go. And it's rap, so you know. But everything we cool, everything is cool. Nice little, you know, a lot of females was, you know, everybody was chilling. Everything was free. It had all kind of shit, man. Music going, live, it was straight. We on a big boat. So we go out into the, I think that's the harbor. Long Beach Harbor, somewhere around in there. And everything was cool. Everybody had started dancing and people mingling, you know what I'm saying? People was eating down, laughing, eating. But it was some little dude kept running around tripping, you know? And one of my little homies was like, man, this nigga, what's wrong with this fool? Like, who? He said, man, every time I go over here, you running up on me. I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, what? Everybody having a good time, everything straight. You know what I'm saying? So they wound up getting down and, you know, other confusion. You know, everybody trying to get their little 2 cents in. So, you know, it was a get down. You know what I'm saying? And like always, Suge breaking shit up. We over getting down though, you know, and the captain got on the thing. He got on the mic. He was like, "We about to return to port."
Before that, it was a big ass rumble.
Big ass rumble.
Boat. How many people were fighting?
I said at least 25, 30.
25, 30 of you guys?
Yeah, it was a squad.
It was like a 12-on-12 type of situation?
Yeah, it might have been like that. But the only ones I remember, it was some homies. That's right. It was some homies on the boat with us. That's right. And they had their homies. But it was Snoop and them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Snoop and them. It was some other. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with them homies. We making sure they straight.
So none of the Dog Pound dudes got involved.
Nah.
But it was their homies.
They homies and they homies, you know, shit like that.
Some
you know
Crip
what I'm saying?
dudes, I take it?
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it was. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
you guys are in this big wild brawl
on
a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the music blasting, food flying everywhere, chairs flying, bodies flying, motherfuckers hollering out blood, hollering out cuz and woo, all kind of shit. Yeah, it was cracking, homie.
Anybody get thrown off the boat?
Nah, a couple motherfuckers got knocked out though, but then nobody
and Suge's in the middle trying to break.
I was outside on the boat, outside, what you call it, on the deck, tripping off the water. And I seen a whole crowd of people just, I'm like, what the f going on in there? And it was them. And motherfuckers everybody just getting their swing on, you know what I mean? The free fall, basically.
Damn.
But everybody separated. So like I say, Suge getting, that big old motherfucker, he pushing motherfuckers, get up, woo. Some of them kind of like slid back into the corner, like, cause, you know, the captain tripping. We gonna be calling the sheriffs. The sheriffs be waiting for y'all. Whoa. Everybody hear this shit. It's loud in the mother. They ain't turned the music down. They talking about, you know, y'all going to jail. So everybody slowed down. And when we got back, you know what I'm saying? It was like about 40, 50 police, sheriffs out there in the parking lot. Shotguns, guns out, all that. Get in your car and leave, talking on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you can just hear everybody cars leaving. And shit, we got on.
And that's it. That was it.
But that just come from something. I don't know if dude was drunk or high on something or what, but he just kept with the little homie.
What if Ice Cube would have got on the boat?
Ice Cube would have probably been, because Snoop them had a little spot. You know, they always got their little spot where they be out the way. You know what I'm saying? So he probably would have been with them. I think Dre was there. I can't remember if Dre was there. Dog Pound was there though. But we had a good time. It didn't just happen all quick. We was kicking it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We got up out of there, man.
And that was it.
Yeah, but like I said, it was cool at first. Everybody's having a nice time. I'm talking to a couple of them, you know, what's up, homie? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I think everybody got drunk, man.
Yeah.
But the little dude, I don't know what was wrong with him, but you know, the homie was like, man, I can't keep letting, you know, he had to do what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? And it just went down. Nigga keep with him, like, man, start me. He ain't going for it, so shit, he got to do what he knew
Now, at
best.
some point, Snoop
Yeah.
catches the murder case.
Yeah.
Were you around for that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Now, what was that like from your perspective?
Well, what happened was, I think like a couple of days before that, we had did a video in Long Beach at the beach. And some shit went down in the trailer. We was in the hood. We trying to get directions to where they at. Because we had just found out it's still early. But they had caravan in the hood. Suge got all these famous people following him and shit. You know what I'm saying? In the daytime. I'm talking about some stars. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's Suge. He had it like that. They with him. He was a good man. But anyway. So he's like, I got some shit out here in Long Beach, then we gonna shoot back to Malibu. So we shot out there, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they was out there tripping, you know what I mean? So yeah. So after that, you know.
So
after
Suge
that,
and Snoop got into it a couple days before?
Yeah, well Snoop didn't get into it, you know.
Oh.
It was just some ruckus with the security, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he told me about that. Yeah, he got a big ass fight when they were shooting one of the videos for, I think it was it Doggy Style? Yeah, he got beat up pretty bad.
Who?
The bodyguard, Snoop's bodyguard. He told me about that story when I interviewed him. Yeah. He said he was beat up bad. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, but look, but it didn't, you know. But anyway, he was kind of on edge behind, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we was shot, you know what I mean? But, you know, situation got took care of, but still, it's like, damn, he's still the homie, though. You know what I mean? You know, but a couple motherfuckers was acting funny with him, so to me, felt like...
Acting funny with the bodyguard?
Yeah, just after, later on, you know what I'm saying? After that happened. But he still was our home. We still with him and all that. You know, he wasn't from nowhere or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Malik, that was my partner. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to him, you know, woo, you know what I'm saying? Next time, woo, you know what I mean? I understand, because, you know, just can't say everything. But anyway, so he was on edge a little bit, you know what I mean? And that little shit, but them fools over there was sweating them cats. You know, they was sweating dog pound all the time. You know, them dudes, they kept getting into it with him, man. And they caught that boy at the wrong time, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man. So Snoop catches this case.
Yeah.
And he's going to court, and I'm hearing that he had security. Were you part of his security on a daily basis going to court?
We had me and Bunch, we got with James, and we you know, put some homies together. Had like 20 homies down there while he was fighting his murder case. We had like 20 homies all over CCB, you know what I'm saying? Because it was all kind of, you know what I mean? Death threats, pulling up, all kind of shit. But all my little homies was down there making sure he was straight. About 20 of them. You know what I mean? And
why was Snoop? Was he in that much danger just from the case, or?
All kind of shit. I ain't gonna say he was a danger or whatever. We just made sure he was straight. He ain't had no problems. But it was just funny shit going on, pulling up and this and that every now and then. And cutting it off at the parking lot. We ain't giving it time to figure shit out. He tripping, okay, woo, you know what I'm saying? We got the ground covered, you know, because we know the situation, because, you know, what took place, you know what I'm saying? You can't be wasting time, you know, so. Yeah, Malik was in the county jail.
Yeah, he was in there for a couple years. Was
he was
it
in there for a
year or 2 years?
Yeah, about a year, some change or something.
Before they finally gave him
he got a bail. And they beat it. You know what I'm saying? And one juror was like, I don't believe he did it. And that's all it takes to get a hung jury is for one juror. Everybody can say guilty, but if one jury say not guilty, that's a hung jury. I mean, either you're gonna start this shit over or we gotta drop the case. So all you be needing is one, and one stuck with him, you know what I'm saying? One stuck with him, and that's how he beat the murder. That's how they beat it. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of, and then I understand, that kind of had him, you know, you gotta understand he had his little family and everything, so he had the right to try to be cautious about a lot of stuff after that, because that was a hell of a situation. They could have caught 25, 45, 55 to life for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They came up out of it, so that kind of slowed Snoop down. You know, I understand, you know. He had his family and he made it through that shit. Motherfucker trying to be cool now. You know what I'm saying? I already got it cracking. Let me get this money and take care of my family and enjoy my life. And you know, but situations still be coming. You know what I'm saying? Situations still come, man. So, you know, you just gotta just do what you gotta do. Live how you gonna live. You know, you're still running this shit. Even when you're trying to be cool, shit still come your way and have you chancing your freedom and all that old shit.
At some point, Suge is trying to get Dr. Dre out of his contract. Were you around for that time? Or was that before?
It was kind of round up in there at the ending of it. Okay. At the end, because it was court shit going on and all some back and forth shit going on. You know what I'm saying? But when they initially, they didn't do nothing bad. They just went up in there and negotiated. That's all they did. It ain't nothing. All of those shit about, you know, man, none of that shit happened. They just went up in there and talked to the folks and got it straight. And Easy was getting the percentage of Dre shit. That's how they let him out the contracts. They had filed RICO on Suge, though.
What do you mean, later on or?
Round up in that time. Round up in
Suge
there.
Suge caught a RICO?
Yeah, he had a RICO, homie.
I never heard this before.
They should have a RICO case.
Like a federal RICO?
Yeah.
Okay.
And beat it.
He beat it?
Yeah, because it was bullshit.
Okay, what were they alleging that he did?
Man, they was trying to put everything on him. He wasn't even in existence. No evidence, no nothing.
Really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The man just was making noise, you know what I mean? He just came in making noise. So, you know, he messing with the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Got the ghetto all out here in Wilshire. You know what I mean? They ain't had nothing on that man because that man wasn't doing nothing.
I never heard about Suge having a RICO. This is new.
Yeah, look it up on your phone.
During the 90s.
Yeah. Man, they've been trying to get Suge since day one. Since day one, man, that man has some, man, what they don't talk about, you know what I'm saying? It was just, people were stealing from Death Row. Shit, the accountant, Steve Cantrell, he stole $4.5 million.
Okay, so what I'm saying is he wasn't charged with a RICO, but I guess they were investigating him up to 2002 with only misdemeanor tax charges were the only thing that came about it.
Yeah, but a lot of still should be in the office. Checks stacked about that high. Checks. He got bills, about $3-4 million worth of bills every month. He had got to where he was going through each and every one of them by themselves because he couldn't trust them accountants. Sometimes I'll be in there sitting in there with him chopping. He fell asleep. He got 300-400 checks he got signed.
Well, what was like your wildest situation that you had with Death Row before Pac got there?
Wildest? Oh, man. Shit. We got into a lot of shit on the Chronic tour. You know what I'm saying? Because of the men groupies. The females were straight. It was the dudes that was, you know, breaking our rules because we had a whole floor, you know what I'm saying? So we had to regulate. Then knocking on doors, trying to get in and getting messing, you know, just messing up the program. So we had to do a lot of regulating, man. And every state we went to, it was the same shit. You know, some of these be camping out. You know, you might go in and try to take a little break before I come out. They all in camping out. You just told them 3-4 times, man, you can't be up here, man. And they get their attitude on the trip, and they got their little clique, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, boy, you should be allowed, you know what I mean? Just to keep order. And so, you know, we had got to St. Louis or one of them states, and the drivers in them stole our vans. So people from the place stole our vans, you know what I'm saying? But we wound up getting them back, but they called the police on us. And so the police tripping, because they just said niggas didn't hit him in the head, ain't nobody touched him. So he started taking a lot of people to jail out of town, you know. I went and took the tour bus, you know, shit like that, man. All that old artists and all that shit, I don't know nothing about none of that, 'cause I ain't never
Well, at some point, Suge goes to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Big Jake gets killed.
Yeah. Jake, you know what I'm saying? Jake was very business minded, man. And Jake had his bread, and you know, you don't mind with Jake. So, you know, yeah, him and Suge was cool. Suge was cool with all of us, but you know. And my mindset was like how Jake was, you know, gotta get something cracking. But Jake was like that before he even came to Death Row, you know what I'm saying? With Compton Righteous. He was already in the management game before shit. I don't even think Death Row was started yet. You know what I mean? So, you know, he had a lot of contacts. He knew a lot of stuff already. We was just learning this, especially me. But, you know, I used to talk to Jake all the time because he was a good guy, man. And yeah, that shit happened in Atlanta, you know what I mean? I was in the pen. I was in the pen in the hole. You know what I'm saying? I just got us some shit. And me and Jake used to always, you know, communicate. I go call the office and chop it up with Jake for a minute. We making plans and whoop, whoop, whoop. And I got in that shit, went through the hole. I tried to shoot him a couple of kites. I never got an answer. So I stayed in there for a little minute and I paroled from the hole. And I got dropped off at the airport. I get on the phone. And that's when I found out he had got killed and what happened. You know, a whole lot of shit was being said, man. I don't know the truth. I wasn't there. I wasn't even on the street, but yeah, it was some shit behind Jake being gone, man. I don't know the extent, and I ain't finna do no gossiping, but yeah, it was a little rough around the edges about Jake. But we was broke too. We was heartbroken too. We was heartbroken too. You know, shit, that's what made us, you know what I'm saying? The shit that happened to Jake. Shit, I came home tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as far as what happened in Atlanta, you know, Jake didn't make it, whatever happened. Bottom line, I don't know about nothing else. So, you know, rest in peace to the homie, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit went on behind that, you know, but...
Now around 1995, Death Row's going crazy. You know, everybody's selling records, Dog Pound. Warren G is involved in a lot, Dr. Dre, you know. Death Row is the biggest label in America. Easy.
Yeah.
And Tupac gets out of prison. And man, things just go to a whole nother level.
Pac was on fire.
Pac was on fire.
Pac was on fire.
So how did you initially meet Tupac, and what was it like when he got out?
Oh, Pac got out. He went straight to the studio. By the time I ran into him, he probably had been there about like 4 hours already and got 3-4 songs. He wound up doing like 8 songs the first day. But we kind of started clicking behind, you know, some events that we had prior to him being on Death Row, where we ran into each other or his name that came up in our shit or whatever was going on, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I believe he had got blamed for a fight you guys got into?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the word was all over the place. Pac did that. They was even saying it on the radio, you know what I'm saying? They was just Tupac, because every time you just said Tupac this, Tupac that, so they just, somebody said Pac because he was there. I can't remember if he got kicked out or what. I know they was talking crazy to that was telling the jokes. You know, sometimes you have people They had to come in there, because Heron did that shit one night. Start bagging on the food, telling the jokes, and had everybody laughing. We you know what I'm saying, Pac and them was doing that shit that night. I think they had got put out, or they left, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? Some bullshit was going on. And we wound up getting involved with it. So later on, when I ran into him, he brought it up, because he was like, yeah, man, such and such said this, such, you know, they didn't put him up on it. He was like, who do you know, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we just got cool like that. That's what started our conversation. And he be running around in there, man. I used to try to tell him to just chill out sometime, you know what I mean? But you go let him have his fun. He in the studio, you know what I mean? And he was so creative, he was so innovative. He was just, man, that man was something else. And then people around him caught that spirit, because he had like a spirit in him, homie. The producers, the dudes that produced Machiavelli, they wasn't even producers. One was a songwriter and the other one was a singer. But they used to be in the room playing with the shit all the time. And they start coming up with beats. Pac started liking they beats. And they wasn't even producers. But they start coming with them hot ass, that shit was sounding tight. That's how Machiavelli was created. You know what I'm saying? With they little scratch scrub beats. And they was going in there, taking them in the studio, adding a little this and adding a little that, bells and horns and shit, and making that shit, all them songs sound tight.
Now, I seen that Suge used to talk to Tupac before he signed to Death Row, before he went to prison.
Yeah, they was cool.
And I guess there was a situation where, like, you guys almost got into it with Tupac?
Oh yeah, that was in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Stage time. We up there. Everything cool. You just make sure, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to jump on stage, do no crazy shit. We just chilling. They doing their thing. Dr. Dre, Snoop, and all them. Then Thug Life came from some door, and they was trying to get up on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like it was their time. So we just went over there and got at him like, nah, homie, what's that? Nah, we out. And then, you know, production managers and all them came over there and straightened everything out. But it was kind of like a little standoff. But before the production people came, Pac came from out the back. You know how Pac be walking. He come from out the back smiling. You know what I'm saying? You can see Suge kind of crack a smile. You know, we like, that's Pac. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't know if they were just by themselves or what. You know, if they were just doing their own thing or what. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even know. So we wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? We was like, hey. And they was like, okay, woo. And that was the end of that. You know, we ran in the Pac in the club, a couple other little states, New York, you know what I'm saying, Miami. We used to run in the Pac, man. And him and Suge always had a little, what's up, Pac? What's up, Suge? Woo. You know, we just like talk for about 2-3 minutes and then, you know, they go their own separate ways. But they always recognized each other, you know what I'm saying? Because Pac was on Interscope. And Death Row was on Interscope. You know what I'm saying? We done ran into him up there a couple of times, you know. But I think the connection was already being established before he got to Death Row. That's why, because he wanted to be on Death Row. Because Interscope, they ain't had nothing cracking.
Yeah, I remember when he got out, it was kind of like, man, it was just like such a perfect combination of Tupac joining Death Row with Death Row's reputation and everything. It just, and then the music, you know what I'm saying, hit, and it would just seem like
Pac was on one though. You know what I'm saying? He was on one about his music, he was on one about his people, and he was on one about getting shot 5 times. You know what I'm saying? He ain't forgot about that, man. Who will? Who gonna forget about almost getting killed? You know what I mean? So, he had a little chip on his shoulder about that shit, and that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? He didn't start it. You know, he almost killed they almost killed him. So yeah, you know, he was tripping when he got out, but he was handling his business, you know what I'm saying? But he would be dropping his little hints like, you know, whoa. You know, some people would hear it and be like, oh, because you wasn't none of them into it with none of them. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't pick up on it like that. But it was some situations, you know what I mean? But wasn't nobody trying to do like Pac right quick. Pac was trying to go all the way. You know what I'm saying? They get some records cracking, a couple little fights, and they cool. Pac trying, you know what I mean? And they wasn't ready. They wasn't ready for that.
Tupac didn't diss Biggie on All Eyes on Me.
Nah. He dissed him on
It wasn't until Hit 'Em Up came out.
Hit 'Em Up.
Which came out, I want to say, the summer of '96, maybe a little bit before the summer.
A little before the summer. Wait, shit, that Hit 'Em Up came up right before that Vegas shit. Yeah, that was like in the summer. Cause we did the Hit 'Em Up video that night. Then went to Vegas that morning.
June 4th, release date of 1996. So, yeah, summertime.
Yeah.
Because that was like, because he had did some interviews in the Vibe magazine, but, you know, I mean, I remember I was a kid, so I didn't really, like, buy the magazines at that point. So I didn't, you know, I just heard, you know, rumors and stuff like that. But when the Hit 'Em Up hit, man, that was like,
because he felt like Biggie was responsible. That's why he was going in on, he felt like Biggie and Puffy was responsible. That's what he felt in his heart. You couldn't tell him no different. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was on one about both of them. You know, did you ever see the first Machiavelli, back of the Machiavelli first album? Before, because it was some shit on the back.
I don't remember.
With P.I.G.
Sure, I know I had to bought the album.
Notorious P.I.G.
when it first came out.
Puffy had on the ballerina thing. You don't remember that with the P?
I remember. I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I had to been, you know, part of the first wave of people to buy.
Pac had been out. I don't. He started tripping real hard. He wasn't doing it on his records, like you say. All Eyes on Me. I can't remember no songs he was tripping, but you best believe he was in there writing some shit. Or he had some shit wrote. You know what I'm saying? He just killed the radio. He just really made a double CD for the radio. And then after that, Machiavelli was like the grimy shit. I'm finna talk shit on this. Couple soundtracks. But yeah, All Eyes on Me, they got at the radio. They came with all radio hits.
Now, I want to say in late 1995 is when Dog Pound goes to New York to shoot the video for New York, New York.
Yeah.
Were you there? And you know, what did you hear if you weren't there? Or when?
No, Snoop took his crew with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It got kind of like that. At that point, he had his little, you know what I'm saying, that he was rolling with. At first, we used to roll with him. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, it just got to where y'all be more comfortable because he start having little, you know, his partners around him. You know what I'm saying? He like, y'all want him, you know what I'm saying? He had his, okay, well, y'all go do y'all thing. We straight, but y'all, they doing their thing. So they the only ones went out there, him and his boys. Just a couple of them, you know, and they didn't go out there and start no shit or none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? The video was out and there was shit being said though, about them walking through New York, stomping buildings out and all that shit. It was a little shit floating in the air, you know what I'm saying? But they still went out there to do the video, you know what I mean? And a couple shots went through their trailer. And they lucky they didn't get hit, because a couple of them almost got hit. You know, people be trying, you know, even when Snoop wasn't trying to get in no trouble, shit still was coming. You know what I'm saying? That's what's so crazy about it, man. That make you even leerier when you try not to get in none of the shit still come. That push you further away from a lot of shit.
What did Tupac think? Were you around Tupac at this time when that happened?
Yeah. Pac was ready to go on one. You know what I'm saying? He already on one. You know.
So this just added fuel to the fire.
That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing.
Feeling.
Everything. And then they steadily getting on the news talking about this and talking about that. They pumping it up. The media. It's all in all the magazines, rap magazines. They pumping all that shit up. Any little thing, it's a big, they turn to a big old issue, man. It be on the news. Biggie and them landed in L.A. They gonna make that sound like something was hell of a, they was blowing shit up, man. So then Pac was kind of like, he had been in the media for so long, you know what I'm saying? That was like a part of his life, being in the media. So, and the way they got it here, you can see in his interviews how he used to be going off on him all the time. So when they get to talking about him, that add fuel to the fire too. They steady talking about him, saying bullshit, you know what I mean? So yeah, he had a lot of little shit. But he was a regular person, and it was plenty of times he just was cool. Plenty of times he would just be cool, but it was a little something here, a little something there, and he was just around a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't, Pac never did nothing, man, to be honest. He didn't even really do shit. He didn't really do nothing. Not when he was with us. He just got at a couple, you know what I'm saying, had a little fight with one or two people, and that was it. He did shit. He did nothing.
Now, I want to say January of 96,
Yeah.
Dr. Dre leaves Death Row.
No, that was 95. You say January?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That was January 96? I know, December, January, he was up in there, yeah, I was there. He just stopped coming around first, and then he made it official. He had already left before, like a month probably before, but he made it official. He just wasn't showing up no more, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason. They tried to say the video and a couple other things, you know what I'm saying, but that ain't our business. That's on them to handle all that,
What do you mean the video and a couple other things?
Something about the California Love video and other things he wanted to do, we ain't focusing on that. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically what was going on. And shit, next thing we heard he disappeared. And Pac was talking shit like, damn, because at first Pac was on him like, Dr. Dre, man, my partner, Dr. Dre, I can't wait to do some songs with you, homie, woo, 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 all the time. And Dre was cool, but you know what I'm saying? Something happened, man, and the shit went sour. Dre got on. I ain't gonna say Pac did nothing. I don't think it was just shit. That's what happened, shit. Whatever it was.
Now, in the NWA movie,
yeah,
they have a scene where Dr. Dre punches what we can only assume would be one of the Piru dudes.
Never happened. Never happened. Never. And then that scene where Easy get jumped on, that didn't happen either.
Okay. What would have happened if Dr. Dre would have actually punched one of the homies?
Man, I'm quite sure. You know what I'm saying? He got his ass whooped, and they ain't like to jump him or nothing, because really into jumping. Shit, he would got his ass whooped. I'm pretty much guaranteed, because we had hitters, man. I don't see Drake being no competition for nobody that was up in there, that they was portraying to be up in that room. But we wasn't up in that room kicking it like that, no way. It wasn't the shit all over. We wasn't up in there like that. We'd be sitting down, having a meeting, discussing business. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the homies in the hood is straight. What can we do for them? We got this going on. We're going to do this with the homies. And we planning and handling, you know what I'm saying? Suge on the phone handling business. We in here on some organized shit. We ain't trying to up and be, it wasn't none of that shit they talking about, man. I don't know where they get that shit. It look good, though.
Now, in the movie, they made it seem like you guys were out of control.
Yeah.
You guys was just wilding out every opportunity.
Yeah.
You could.
Stupid shit.
Right.
Nah, it was wild, but not that wild. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that, man. A lot of people did their own thing. You know what I'm saying? But we had parties, but when we had parties, there was parties and everybody came. We might be in the office chilling and just done got off work, or you go to the studio, now they drinking and smoking in the studio. Before I was at the office, that shit wasn't cool, wasn't nothing cracking like that. But Suge wasn't trying to do none of that shit up in the bedroom anyway, because he don't want no food, he don't want nobody spilling nothing on their carpet. The death row, man, none of that shit. We got to go in the cafeteria thing and eat. You know what I'm saying? He trying to keep it neat and clean up in there,
Now, I've interviewed Mob James.
Yeah.
And he always just talks about, he had issues with Suge. And I guess at one point,
Yeah.
he was even planning to kidnap Suge Knight.
Yeah.
I guess every time he needed money, he would just get mad at Suge, and Suge would write him a check or give him some money.
Yeah.
What was your whole thoughts on, James and Suge and, the way Suge was treating people?
Suge would do that for a few homies. So, you know what I'm saying? He might have did it. I wouldn't doubt it. But he didn't get pressured or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because he just had love for the homies. So he probably did slide, James something. Because he had, James had his, you know what I'm saying? He was working, he was doing little stuff. He put shit together, With Mom, that's Timmy and all them. So he might have did, you know what I mean? But a few people like that, man. There was a lot of people asking for money.
Okay. Now, who was Tupac closest with out of all you guys?
Out of all of us, probably Heron. Because Heron worked at the studio. So he was always there when they, at night, late night and all that. Heron was in the studio, you know what I mean? And Heron, they probably was Heron because they liked Heron, Outlaws. Everybody liked Heron. They liked all of us, but a lot of people liked Heron. He sit there and talk to you for a little while, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't no joke, you know what I mean? But they probably, because he was around the artists more. I used to be in there, but I be trying to do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? I kick it for a minute and I'm gone. Heron, he sit there and chop it up with you for a cool little minute. I'll be moving around. One time this fool came, and Heron worked in the back where the camera was at. You know what I'm saying? Watching with the cameras from in the back room, and you got the police working in the front, off duties, Frank and all them. They're in the front. So, you know what I'm saying, Goldie seen somebody in the back trying to get in one night. He went out there, did some Bruce Lee on him, man. I didn't know he knew that shit.
Who did?
He did some karate on the fool.
Heron did?
Yeah, Heron, because it was on camera. It was on video. We had it recorded. Because if the camera in the back goes, because they got it recording in the front, they behind the desk in the front where you first come in at. Heron was in the back, by the back parking lot in the little room. He had showed it to me though. Man, that shit was so funny, man. Heron, he was a character, homie. He was a character. He was with that.
Now, everybody always makes a big deal. Was Tupac part of Mob Piru? Was he not part of Mob Piru?
Yeah.
He had the tattoo and everything.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
My opinion is Pac was Pac. So he wasn't posted up in the hood. He wasn't hitting no corners with the homies. Wasn't going on no mission with the homies. He wasn't posted in the shack, Akins. He wasn't up and down the street. Nah, man, how can you say he wasn't no Piru? None of that.
But he came and hang out in the hood a few times, right?
But that don't mean you banging though. It's a few people that came to the hood and hung out. So you should bring Devontae, LL Cool J, all kind of in the hood. And they kick it for a minute and get on. We done put them in low riders from the party all up down Long Beach, bop, boom, bop, bop. Because when we cracked the shop, that's what one of the main purposes was to sell low riders to the celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Put in about 5 G's on a rider and sell it for 60 to 70,000 one of them, you know what I mean? But I wound up getting locked up. So yeah, man, Pac was Pac. He had all this shit already, but he ran with us. You know what I'm saying? But the way I look at being from the hood may be different, but I know the way I look at it matters. And all the shit I just named, he wasn't participating in none of that. He was just with us in White World. And it's deeper, it's the hood, it's being from the hood is way deeper than that with me. So I can't say he was from the hood because he didn't participate in nothing in the hood. So how he gonna be from the hood? But he was a soldier. He damn sure was a soldier. And so he had top respect. But, you know what I'm saying? He didn't need that shit. But he used to be, he used to be mob MOB because he was just, that's just him, man. He just gonna holler it out because it's tight. But that's what they do in the Bay too. They mob in the Bay. A lot of them be from the mob, not from our hood. They kick that mob word, you know what I'm saying? He ain't had Piru on him, no, he just had mob on him. Hammer went and got it too. Now but Hammer from the Bay too. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't consider it. I seen the shit I like, but I put that perspective in my mind like that's some Bay shit. They on their little, how they get out there, because they both, Pop was saying MOB on records before he even came to Death Row. You know what I mean? So, and I used to hear him say it. He ain't had nothing to do with no Death Row or none of that.
Now, had he hung around long enough, could he have got to a point where you would have actually considered him Mob Piru?
Nah.
No, never.
Nah. He the homie, but you ain't from the hood. Like I say, it's deeper than just running around white world. We come from the gutter. This is our shit. We from this here. You can't just skate on the ice and, you got to get down in this mud, homie, and go through the experiences we went through. You know what I'm saying? To really be a part of this, but we respected you. Everybody respected him. He had love for him, so he didn't need that. What he to me, this where we from. This where we from. You really from, it didn't matter. It was Pac. So I never just sat there and focused on it like he claiming the hood. And I didn't give a about that because I knew he was a rider anyway. He didn't need that, as far as I was concerned. You know what I'm saying? But there's other people would say different. There's other people that would say different, but that's what I'm gonna say. He wasn't from the hood. He was cool from the hood. He was down with that was from that hood, like he was from that hood, but in reality, to a real that's from around there, you ain't from this like that. We with you, but you ain't from this right here. It's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there wasn't no bad blood, none of that. I just didn't have time to trip on it because shit, we rolling, we doing our shit. Anybody got time to be? Is he from the mob or what is he? I didn't give a he wasn't no buster. He was straight. He was handling his business. He was an artist. I didn't look at him like somebody trying to be a gangbanger. He was an artist. It's Pac, a star. That's how I looked at him. Shit, who want to be looked at this gutter shit when you sitting on top of the world? You the man. You ain't got to come back down here. Shit, we trying to get about that shit. You ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? So, he wasn't participating in nothing in the hood. Wasn't nobody asking him to, wasn't nobody expecting him to, wasn't nobody even thinking like that. So, to me, he wasn't just straight grimy from the hood, but he that was from the hood. Like he was from the hood, yeah.
Now, I interviewed Keefy D.
Yeah.
And when I interviewed him, he talked about a line that Tupac said that he felt like was a shot at them. And that was in California Love, he says, from Long Beach to Rosecrans.
Yeah.
They better recognize.
Yeah.
And Keefy D felt like that was a shot at them.
Well, I don't know how. Cause that ain't they turf. Long Beach and Rosecrans ain't they turf. They shit way down there off of Lounge or somewhere, Greenleaf and all that shit. So I don't know how. And Pac wasn't even tripping like that. Pac was just riding around writing the song. So, cause he wanted to get some Compton, LA shit in his mind. So they took him on Crenshaw and all kind of, he was writing. So when they hit Long Beach and Rosecrans, he just looked up and seen the sign and put it in his rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you guys' hood is off Rosecrans, right?
Yeah. But Long Beach and Rosecrans, that's Elm. That's Elm. On one side, it's like the Elms. The other side, I don't know who hood that is. On the other side, it's the other side though. Once you get on the other side of Long Beach and Rosecrans, but I don't think that's the South. Maybe it is. It could be, because they right down the street from there, so it could be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know every motherfucking thing, but there's the other side on that side.
Did you guys know that they were hanging around Bad Boy?
Well, word got to us. You know, I had ran into Biggie at he was with one of them at the beat one night. Going to do some radio promo. And I just seen it, like, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, I just tripped like, okay, you know, they do with them. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing had happened. None of that, the Lakewood Mall shit, none of that shit had happened yet. It start getting around. It wasn't just us. It would start getting around all over Compton. Them, they homies and on our side of Compton. So they you know, but wasn't nothing going on. We was just figuring like, oh, well, maybe they, you know, we walk around. But it wasn't no problem because, you know, we knew a couple of them. I know a couple of them. And I used to run into them.
So you guys never had issues, even though, you know, Pirus and Crips and
yeah, used to be issues.
Oh, you guys had issues before that?
Hell yeah. I done had issues with them back in high school, yeah. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just how it is, homie. You got some guys that be warm, but it's a couple of them that's cool from both sides. You know what I'm saying? And they was hustlers. So, you know, they wasn't really trying to turn down too much bread, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I used to see him riding with the Damo Riders. I used to see him riding with the Damo Riders. Because I know one of their tops at that time, he was cool with one of them, you know what I'm saying? And that was cool, that was the shit. That was the shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was like right after the peace treaty, everybody had started low ride and all that. So it wasn't that much tripping yet, you know what I'm saying? It hadn't kicked in all the way yet. So it was a lot of people during that time had got cool, you know what I'm saying? During the peace treaty. And then once that wore off, it was a little conflict here, conflict there, but then there's people still had relationships that they wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, you know, but the peace treaty brought everybody together a little bit. And everybody got kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? I was in, me and the homies was on Rosecrans and Wilmington up in the check cashier. And they came, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, big old, you know what I'm saying? But we wound up riding with them to their hood. If we had to save, we had a lot of tickets, it's the riots.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So we was cool. These are enemies, but the peace treaty kind of, you know, come on, we go, you know what I'm saying?
And then the riots came. You ran into some of them during the riots?
That's what the peace treaty was the riots and the peace treaties is the same shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The riots was bought because we was running in each other. You know what I'm saying? And right after the few days after the riots had finally calmed down, then all the parties was cracking. But the parties was cracking doing the shit when it was going down. That's how everybody started getting, a lot of people was already familiar, but then a whole lot, because everybody was going to each other's hood and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, relationships was being established during that time. But some people had relationships before that, from different hoods, different this, different that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you might run into one of them at that time and it wasn't no trip. It wasn't no, you know, but then you got somebody else, Beating got into it with one of them, all right? Beating got into it with one of our homies. I don't mean me and him finna get into it, but one of the homies might get into it with somebody from over there, you know what I mean? Everybody wasn't always straight. There still be little shit going on. But you know, you got some, it gets to where you never know, because it changes. Like right now, it's too complicated out there. I don't even understand the shit. It's everybody against everybody. But the homies is trying to tighten up, you know what I'm saying? But everybody, you know, there's so many hoods and sets, you know what I'm saying? Still warring.
Isn't it kind of wild that, like, you guys linked up with Pac, and then Biggie, linked up with the South Side, which is right down the street. Like what are the odds really that, you know what I'm saying, the
I
two
don't know how
biggest
that
artists
shit.
in hip hop
Oh,
link up with two hoods that are right next to each other and don't have nothing to do with each other. It's
yeah,
kind of crazy.
yeah, and one of they people knew one of them. I don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And at first, it was, you know, it's just normal programs. You know what I'm saying? Might be some shit, it might not be some shit. That's just how Compton is. Some might be tripping, some might not be tripping. You know, you got so many different generations and fractions, and man, it's a lot of shit going on, man. You know.
Well, you had mentioned that, you know, Tupac was a wild dude, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, he's getting into stuff, man. I guess there was this one situation with Sam Snead where I guess
Yeah.
Tupac kind of took off on him.
See, Sam Snead was with Dre. So Dre, I think, yeah, Dre got him signed or something. Because he was with Sam. Him and Sam Snead was kind of cool. They was, you know. So bam. I think Sam Snead from the East Coast though. You know what I'm saying? And Pac should be getting at him because that's all he was them cats from out there. And Pac wasn't feeling that shit. You know, I don't know who knew what happened, but he should be getting at him like, man, chill on that shit, man. Wow, them with the cat that tried to kill me or whatever. And Sam went on and, you know, he kept with them dudes. He did a video with them. And Pac seen the video and went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
So Sam Snead, you think, was hooking up or linking up
Yeah, he was.
with like
He from out there.
He was associated with Tupac being shot?
It could have been. It could have been because them studios was getting hit over there. I've been in them studios in New York, and they was hit. I used to go out there. I used to mess with Brian Leach, TVT Records. You know what I'm saying? I had some other shit I was taking care of, but I used to go to his office and holler at him because we used to holler on the phone. He had Mike Geronimo. This is way back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And but they was getting robbed over there all the time. That was like the lick. Catch them coming out when the rappers coming out the studio. You know what I'm saying? That was like the thing. They had took his car. He had took two of his cars.
Sam Snead?
No, Brian Leach, the dude I was messing with. This how I know when I was out there, it was a problem. That was like the robbery spot, the hit a lick spot. You know what I'm saying? They just had to come up there and get down and get on.
And now Tupac approaches him about this? Like, how does all this go down?
Nah, well, Pac was going to do a song with Biggie. That's what happened.
Well, what do you mean? Pac was going to do a song with Biggie? You talking about before he got shot?
I'm talking about when he got shot, he was going to do a song with Biggie.
Right.
He was he was in the elevator on his way up there. He was with.
He was going to do a song for Jimi Henchman, one of Jimi Henchman's artists. But Biggie was in a different recording studio.
Okay. Well, Biggie was there, I know that.
Biggie was there. Yeah.
Biggie was there. Yeah. I know that for a fact. Matter of fact, yeah, because he never did a song with Biggie. Well, I think they did some shit a long time ago.
Yeah, they got
a couple of real records.
You know what's crazy? Here's a fun fact.
What's that?
I learned when I interviewed Edie Amin is that Puffy actually blocked Biggie from being part of Thug Life. I believe he had a friendship with Little C's and Junior Mafia back then.
Yeah, we was all cool, man. It was absolutely, the camps was cool, man. Like, Big wanted to be in Thug Life, and Pac wanted him to be a part of Thug Life, and, wanted him on the album. And I think there was some clearance issues with Puff at the time. He didn't want Big putting too much material out before he started putting his out. So Pac couldn't get him on the album, but absolutely, man, it was all love.
Biggie wanted to be in Thug Life. Okay, this is something I've never heard. I did not know that. So before Biggie blew up, they had this, as everybody knows, they had this really, pretty good friendship and relationship, man. And it was so tight that Biggie and Pac, he was actually wanted to be part of Thug Life. That would have been crazy.
Well, you got to understand that during this time, man, Puff situation was in limbo. You know what I mean? He had just left Uptown Records. He hadn't got that new deal yet, but he had Biggie as an artist. You know what I mean? And Big is you know, he trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? He's not he's not the notorious B.I.G. yet. He's still doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? He talked about it in his music, so you already know where I'm going with it. You know what I mean? Big was actually going in and out of town doing what he had to do to put food on the table. And so Pac is on. Pac is a major star coming to New York, doing movies, doing press, you know what I mean? And he's hitting Big up like, yo, come through. And he's like having Big come to the Waldorf Astoria. You know what I'm saying? Big is coming from Brooklyn. Big ain't never even been in the Waldorf Astoria until, you know, he's coming to hang out with Tupac, who's a bona fide star. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility, or it's not hard to believe that he's looking at it like, yo, I don't know what's going on over here, but homie is rolling and he with me and I can get on. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Big, I'm sure, was loyal to Puff and he wanted to wait. You know what I'm saying? And actually, Pac was one of the people that told him to wait. Like, nah, Puff gonna make you a star. I was a witness to that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pac, like, nah, chill, Puff will make you a star. You know what I mean? He know what he doing. Just be patient. It's all gonna work out. You know, just being an encouraging energy for Big, because he was, you know, feeling kind of desperate at that time. And, you know, obviously wanted to get on so he could put his stamp on the game. And that was on the time, you've heard these stories, Pac was letting them come, open up shows, and this is all around that same time.
He probably did.
Biggie was supposed to be on the Thug Life album and part of Thug Life, but Puffy blocked that shit.
You see how Biggie was wearing bandanas like Pac? He was wearing the same shit. They was like this.
Yeah.
He was wearing that Thug Life shit. He just didn't you didn't see the Thug Life on there, but that's how he was dressing. I believe you. Yeah, Puffy and Pac, something happened between Puffy and Pac. I don't know what happened.
Okay, now, Sam Snead.
Yeah.
How did all that go down?
So, you know, like I say, he get at him and he do the video with them cats, you know, Pac wasn't feeling, for whatever reason, he wasn't feeling that shit, so bam. But before, when he found out he was gonna do it, he was trying to get at him, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know, we ain't getting down like that over here. He did it anyway. You know, he's like, well, we gotta get down. They called it a little meeting, and that's all it was. He just had, but Sam Snead didn't fight back. If Pac didn't do all that much, we hit him a few times. The nigga tried to get up and hit a couple more times, and that was it. We broke that shit up. Dude didn't even fight back, man. He ran. He got on, he ran.
He ran? I mean, from what the rumors were that Sam Snead got the living shit beat out of him.
Nah. Hell nah. I was
like
right there.
He had to go to the hospital and everything.
No. That didn't happen. I was right there. Pac put hands on him, told him to get down, put your dukes up, like a man. Nobody jump on that little dude.
Let me ask you something, bro.
Yeah.
We've heard stories. I remember Nate Dogg in an interview, he says he never went to death row without his gun. There were stories about a guy walking in demanding to have his demo tape listened to, and Suge was like, yo, if I don't like this, we're gonna f you up. And the song played for like 2 seconds and they
they wound up liking the song. That was Daryl Harper. They liked the song. He thought something was gonna happen to him, but he didn't. Suge liked him. It's like, we with you. Let me holler at you after the meeting. That's what happened.
Okay. Ended up beating the guy up anyway, or like?
No, Daryl Harper never got nobody. Nigga, we love Daryl Harper. Would anybody do nothing to him? But it was, you know what I'm saying? He was just, well, he wasn't nobody finna do nothing to him anyway. But he played this shit and Suge was like, ha ha. Suge was a jokester, man. He was a jokester, man.
So it's not reasonable to think that Sam Snead would have got jumped had he started fighting with Tupac?
For what? Y'all get down.
Were the Outlaws there?
Yeah. Sam Snead was a little bitty dude, man. He was littler than Pac. Head up, fade, fair fight, too little. That ran up out of there.
Now, one thing that we see talked about that, you know, I know Snoop has kind of touched on it a little bit, that we didn't really know at the time, you know, just from a fan's perspective. We didn't really know everything that was going on or that anything was really going on at the time. You know, and that was that Snoop and Tupac had fell out. You know, like, you know, how did they originally fall out? Was the original fallout at the radio station when Snoop went up there and started praising Biggie on the radio?
Nah. I don't remember. I remember Pac and Suge got at each other. Because when we got back, we had went to Central Park and all that. And it was all positive, but Pac got at a couple people. You know what I'm saying? We was kicking his Death Row East down, you know what I mean? And he was getting at the people, hollering at them, talking to them, encouraging them to you know, do their music, you know, and don't let nobody kill your dreams and all that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Motivational speaking, you talk to the people, man. He had got at a couple of them dudes he had issues with, and that was it. You know, next thing you know, we had the Death Row East t-shirt, white with the black letters, and we had the white signs with the black letters, Death Row East. And, you know, by him, you know, doing his thing, everybody was Death Row East up in the park. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that was the park situation, but I believe this radio situation was different, wasn't it? That was a different time, wasn't it?
Pac didn't go to the radio station.
No, there was definitely a time during the beef when they were up there doing something and Tupac went to the radio station.
Oh, you talking about in L.A.?
No, it was in New York. I believe it was Funk Master Flex.
For
sure. I've
that.
definitely interviewed Reggie and I believe even Napoleon about this situation.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
I heard Tupac was just, this is the Furious. This is the time where Snoop says that he took the knife on the plane.
Yeah.
Because his security took a different plane home.
Yeah.
So he rode with Suge and Pac. That from what Reggie was telling me, that they even had Snoop was in a completely different car. Even he wasn't even around the same car with Suge and Pac on the way to the airport. And Snoop brought a knife with him just in case, because they didn't talk. I guess they didn't talk to Snoop the whole plane ride home or nothing.
Yeah. Oh man. Went to sleep. We had been up all night, but
Okay.
I don't remember Pac getting into it with Snoop. Him and Suge said a couple words, but I don't remember Pac getting it because Pac didn't even go to the radio station on the trip I'm talking about. He didn't even go.
Okay, when did Suge and Pac get into it?
After we came back from Death Row East shit, you know what I'm saying, in Central Park.
Oh,
they just a couple of words. He was like, man, that woo. He was like, I got it, I handled it, calm down, and that was it.
He was talking about Snoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, whatever the situation was, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he missed his ride or what, but that's all. They just whoop, and that was the end of that. It was back buddy, like they always be. Pac was kind of upset, but Pac, you know, he overreact to a lot of shit sometimes, man. Man, we gone. You handled your business. You know what I'm saying? You did good. You did good. You went up in the park and got at the people, homie. You straight. Don't worry about that. That's why, you know, mother was like, man, don't trip on that shit.
Were you at the park when they went down?
Yeah.
Did you hear everything, or were you close, or were you like?
Yeah, I was right there. I was right there ducking them cameras though, because I wasn't with trying to be on no cameras, because I ain't no artist or none of that shit. So a lot of times I'll be standing right there. You gonna see me because I'm trying to miss them cameras. Sometimes they catch me. You know what I'm saying? But he just got at Nas a little bit. And it was somebody else. You know, he said what he had to say, and that was it. Ain't nobody try to get back at him, say nothing back to him or nothing. Went back to talk to the people. You know what I mean? Suge was saying shit, you know, it was on some positive shit.
You know, now you've been hanging around Death Row for quite a while now. You've been hanging around Pac. You and Pac got a friendship going, and, you know, everything is going good. You guys are selling a lot of records. Death Row is, you know, on top of the game. And you guys go to Vegas for this Tyson fight. And, you know, can you kind of take me through what that was like? And, you know.
Well, Pac And the Outlaws. That's Pac family. Them Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? So they did a lot of stuff together. They was together all the time. You know, it was just like some little badass little kids. So, but yeah, them Outlaws, that was Pac. You know what I'm saying? He did anything for them. He had them tight too. You know, they was already talented. So you know they. I think they know. I can't remember who rode. I rode by myself. Bunchy rode by herself. Trey rode by herself.
I believe there was a fight at the gas station on the way up there.
Yeah, Pac ran into some high school kids on a football team or something, was woofing, pushing and shoving, went on, got back in their cars and left. Some bullshit. This is a hothead, man. Sit down, Pac. You know what I'm saying? You just woo-wee. But at the same time, he handled business and all that, but he had a hell of a spark, man. You know what I'm saying? But he was only 24, 25 years old. He was mature though. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we out at the fight, we on the tables doing our thing, like I said, and then we shoot to the house, kick it for a minute, and we come back to the casino. We was at the Luxor, you know, and me and Trey was together, and then Bunchy and Suge and Pac was in the back. You know what I'm saying? So we were all running to each other. But Pac zigzagging all over the place. Frank is his security, personal security. Him and Frank, he had chose Frank. I want Frank to be my security. You know what I'm saying? Frank was on swole, looked good, talked proper. He was a good choice. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? And he did his shit. You know, he usually be on his shit, but you get tired of Pac in his, you know, you just try to keep an eye on Pac, like flying a kite. When he got high, but I can see it from here, so I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But he should have been more like trying to refrain him from running around. But you know, that's Pac, man. So you know what I'm saying? You don't want him getting mad at you, then you know, job or something, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't try to be too hard on him, but he could have been a little more restraintful on him, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't really have no reason to. You know, the only reason why people would say that is because of what eventually finally happened. But he just on some regular shit like Pac cool, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, so anyway, you know what I'm saying? Me and the homies, we over here talking. Pac way over there somewhere. He ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And then he just popped up and took off. You know, we got our backs turned. We talking like this. He come from this way. Ain't nobody like, hey, Pac, ain't nobody even talking to Pac. We talking low as we can. You know what I'm saying?
Trayvon Lane comes over.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, that's the guy that tried to jump me at the mall.
I don't know. He said something. I don't know exactly what he said. All I know is I was trying to catch Pac. When Pac took off, because I had just walked up. I was talking to somebody, one of the homies, you know what I'm saying, that I knew, that I used to do business with. Bam. Then I walked up. Because Trey spotted them first. They already been talking for a minute. Then I walked up and started, you know what I'm saying? And then here come Pac from way over there, and he took off. And I was trying to catch him, ran into a couple, shit, he ran up on old boy and whoop, but he bagged up off of him. Because the boy, he jumped down to the ground with his hands up. Pac didn't knock him down there. He jumped down like this. That's how he jumped down like this. You know what I mean?
Well, did Pac run up on him and he said something to him? Are you from the South? Or
he
something
said
like
something
that?
to him, you know what I'm saying?
And then
It could have been
him,
that.
Right? And
it could have been that. But I don't really know exactly. But just knowing how situations go, it seemed like that would be what he said. But I don't know exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he hit him 2 times and that was it. Dude fell to the ground.
Well, I mean you see in the video, I think he's in the video kicking him and everything.
Nah, Pac ain't kicking not one time. Pac didn't kick him, homie. Pac chain fell off. He had a big ass medallion like this with fat ass chain. That motherfucker fell off. And all kind of shit, man. You know, Pac. The shit went down though, you know what I'm saying, because of what had happened in the Lakewood Mall before that, you know. The homies got rushed in the Lakewood Mall. Everybody know the story. Before that, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't no big old trip down, it was just some normal shit. Knick-knack here, knick-knack there, whatever. You know. But when that happened, okay, now we tripping now. Okay, well, hold on. You know what I'm saying? But the shit, it happened. And all kind of other shit happened. You know. That's how I go.
Okay, now this happens at the MGM.
Yep.
You guys all take off, one big group.
Yeah, and see,
Pac and Sugar
they
walking
made it
past the
seem like
cell.
it was people, it looked like it's a gang of people, but they didn't have nothing to do with nothing. They wasn't doing nothing. I don't know how all them people got, and then they all followed us. And every time you turn around, it was 20 or 30 more people, man. It's like the whole casino was following us. And Pac and them lost us, they gone. You trying to find them. Where the hell, we on the phone, where y'all at? Pac zigzagging all over the place. We catch back up with them when we hit the Luxor. We waited on our cars.
And then it looks like you gave someone 5 or something on your way walking out, or?
Oh, Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, me and Trey, that's my boy, but you know what I'm saying? Trey knew what was finna be. You know what I'm saying? You know, okay, we it's on now. You know what I'm saying? He made that move, we bagged him, it's on. You know what I'm saying? And so you can see it in his eyes. He knows, you know what I mean? Everybody's life finna be on the line. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you all good, we all good, you know what I'm saying? We straight. Take your hat off though. I lost my hat. But
Okay, now this happens and you say you know it's about to be on.
yeah.
Now, are you expecting to run into him again in Vegas again?
It's a possibility, yeah. I knew it was a possibility, yeah.
Or are you
yeah.
thinking more like when we get back to Compton?
Nah, it's a possibility. It's finna crack tonight. Yeah. This how we all thinking. We wasn't like, okay, ooh, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. It was just a situation where we was in traffic. We already had put the plan down before we left. We're gonna roll a certain way, and that's how we was rolling. But the fans was getting all in the way, trying to get to them. They was damn near running us over trying to get to them. The fans ain't no joke, man. You got to stop or tear your car up. I done already cracked rims and all kind of shit stuck. When I cracked the rim, half the rim came off. You know what I'm saying? And it don't take nothing but a little bump on the curb, so I got blocked in between the center divider and another car when the shit happened. But I jumped out, you know what I'm saying? My shit was up in the thing, but I kept banging on it and it popped open, and I jumped out with it, but by that time, everybody was flying up Vegas Boulevard already. You know what I'm saying? They was being chased by the homies. I couldn't move. I'm on the sidewalk walking down and then the police jumped behind them and pulled all them over. They didn't f with me because I wasn't in my car no more. I stood on the side by a casino just in the cut. Police came through and put the tape up, but they let all the cars go first. Then I jumped in my car and I got up out of there.
Now, they said that they were like driving slow, checking every car.
Well, I didn't see them like that because it was too many cars. It was too many cars. It was too many cars, man. I don't know what was doing. All I know is, you know, I felt like there should have been more security on him or something.
Right, okay, so I remember interviewing Reggie.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, Reggie didn't know that the fight went down because he said if he would have known, he would have put more security on Pac.
Yeah. He probably didn't, but I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. If he say he didn't, then he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because Reggie be on that.
Know, or he didn't know Pac was coming back to the.
Because the program got changed. The program got changed. Well, he knew that much, but it's some things he probably didn't know because it was just too much shit going on. Everybody had their assignments, you know what I'm saying? And that's usually how I go. So he probably didn't know. I don't know.
I mean, hindsight's always 20/20. It's always easy to look back and
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
should have did this, should have that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Shit,
But yeah, I've always
Pac
wondered.
didn't even want to go to Vegas.
Yeah, okay.
And there was so many things that was trying to save his, it was a lot of things that was trying to save his life that he wouldn't do. Even Kadada told him don't go. I'll be right back. He had the vest, but he didn't have it on.
The whole thing's kind of crazy, man, because when I interviewed Keefe D,
Yeah.
he told me that the only reason that they knew it was Tupac is because some chicks were yelling Tupac.
You get to Flamingo and Vegas Boulevard for to make that left. And here we see this dude, skinny man, Tupac.
Weren't some girls yelling though?
Yeah, he was like, Tupac. He was hanging all out the window like he was in a parade. And damn, then we like, there he go. Made a U-turn. Hit that little gutter lane. Yep. After that, boom. Dude we went up on the side and boom. Made that right. It was over.
Yeah.
Had those chicks not been yelling Tupac, that would have never happened.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
like little things like
Little
that.
shit.
It's like, it's just crazy.
Make you think if it's your time, it's your time. Because damn, look at all this shit trying to save you. You still ain't messing with it. Could just did one of those, you know what I'm saying, and still been here.
Yeah. You guys could have been 5 minutes earlier, 5 minutes later.
The whole night. He didn't even want to go.
You know?
He should have just stayed. If he would have just stayed home.
What do you think made him go?
Want to hang out. Outlaws want to go. Everybody want to go.
You think he just felt
we want to go.
obligated to go?
Suge want to go. We roll together. That's what we do. That's what we do. It'd be us. It'd be the Outlaws. It'd be Pac and Suge. That's how we roll. You know Pac like shit. Whatever he do, the Outlaws is with him. You know what I'm saying? That's family. That's family. They was a crew. They was a tight little crew, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this happens, and now, Tupac's at the hospital.
Yeah.
He spends, about 7 days in the hospital.
Yeah.
Were you there for the whole 7 days?
Nah, we went to the hospital. I sat in there for a minute. We was outside. First, it was hard to get in, and we got in. We were sitting in the waiting room, so, Suge them trying to get in the back. His mom was there. I think she had got in the back. So we was just in the waiting room for a long time. They coming out telling us that he's gonna be all right. It's like, cool, 'cause we was stressing. We was stressing on me. Because we was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? We motherfucker wonder, damn, how did let that shit happen? You know what I'm saying? But it took us down because we had love for Pac. Still got love for him, you know what I'm saying? Just as a person, all that old trying to be from the hood and all that. Man, I don't know. All I knew was I had love for Pac, you know what I'm saying? And he had love for everybody. That's why he stayed in this shit, because he with everybody else and his shit, you know what I'm saying? He just on one, man. He just on one, man. But it be times he just be chilling, but so, we left. They told us 2-3 times he gonna be all right. We was like, nah, man. We'll ask such and such. We'll see what shit. We was still trying to ask doctors and find out what's going on and such. It was hard. They didn't want to mess with us. We was there for a minute. We was there for a few hours, and they kept telling us, we couldn't. So we went back to the club to let everybody know what was going on, because they didn't even know. A lot of people in the club that was with us, they didn't even know. Because, everybody wasn't together. We got people over here. Everybody ain't got microphones. People over here dancing. But some of them knew, though. But the word was, when we got there, it's like, he going to be all right. He's straight. He all right.
Okay, so that night happens. You wake up. Are you in Vegas still, or do you go home that night?
No, we went that morning, early that morning.
Did you think Pac? At that point, did you still think Tupac was gonna be okay?
Pac was dead.
No. It was he died like 6-7 days later, bro. Yeah, he was in the hospital for a week. Let me.
I could have sworn he was gone before we left Vegas. I could have sworn he was gone before we left Vegas. I could be wrong. That was 30-something years ago. But
Hold on, let me read it. Tupac Shakur was shot on September 7th.
yeah, it took 7 days for him to die.
1996 in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. He was hit 4 times, twice in the chest, once in the arm, and once in the thigh, while in the car with Suge Knight. He died 6 days later on September 13th, 1996, at age 25.
Damn, I can't remember, man. I think we might have stayed out there, then went home. I can't remember.
It was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
You know?
But I could have sworn he was gone by the time we left. We got back to Compton, it was on. It was on. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nobody shocked. This is how I go. So that's how it went.
You get back to Compton.
Yeah.
And at this point, Tupac has passed away. Now, what was the first situation that happened to let you know, like, it's about to get crazy?
Man, it's hard to say what the first and the second. It just was cracking back and forth. You know, shit was happening. The police, they raided it. It lasted about 2-3 days. You know, word getting around. This just happened. That just happened. This just happened. That just happened. Word gets around in the hood, man. Compton ain't that big. Compton is not that big, so shit get around quick about who, what, where, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then the police came and hit everybody's houses. You know, they had a list of names from on our side of town that they was gonna raid. And they had a list of names from their side of town that they was gonna raid. That's how they got the search warrants. Based on the names on that list. That's how they got the search warrants. You know, they came in my shit behind that, talking about murder and guns. I ain't never going to the street again. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't on the street for the murder, and they didn't find no guns. But I wound up getting locked up for some other shit. Some bullshit. I took the jury trial and lost. And when did 7 years, everybody else was still on the street. Suge did like 4.5, but I still was gone. I did 7 years. After Pac, I did 7 years. After they ready to try to give me them cases of murders and all this shit, and that shit fell through, I still wound up getting locked up and went and did 7 years. So when I came home, that's when all the bullshit had happened. But after Pac got killed, I was in the pen. They got me, I'm gone. They stayed on my head. We gonna get you. I can't remember when Rock was already locked up. Heron them was still living.
Did you know Orlando Anderson or Keefe D or any of these guys before everything went down?
I played Pop Warner football with Keefe D. No.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Suge
we was
too,
kids.
right? So you guys all played together.
Yeah. But the year I played with them, I think I was in the 8th grade, junior band, and then in the 7th grade I played junior band too. So they was all playing, they was all like the little guys. I was supposed to have been playing with them, but I was playing with the big boys. But then that next year they came up and I was playing with them. But I already used to see them all around, all over Greater Compton, because we all intermingled with each other, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you knew who was who.
Did you ever meet Orlando?
Nah, I ain't know him. I didn't know him. He's way younger than me. But that don't mean nothing still, but I didn't know. I know a lot of them over there, though. They G's. I know a lot of they G's over there. You know what I'm saying? Terry Brown, you know what I'm saying? He was up in there somewhere. Terry Brown wasn't no joke.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie on him. If he was with it, he was with it. I ain't with that fake shit, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make myself. He was with it. They had hitters, we had hitters, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I go, huh? It's Compton. But I used to go to the hydraulic shop in their hood. I think my boy name was Care. He was a cool brother. He was Crip. He's with them lowriders. He was good with that shit. I met him when he used to be at the junkyard with all the Chevys on Atlantic in Washington. I used to pass by to see all them Chevys. Man, what's going on back there? And then when I went back there, he was back there with Lowe. Lowe was like the president of the damn old riders. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, man, I guess a lot of, you know what I'm saying? But he was one of they G homies too, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no joke either. But he was down with them low riders, so, you know, I knew a few of them, man. I ain't gonna go no whole long list and all that, but I knew a few of them. I done got into it with a few of them. Way back when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Pac tore his Benz up.
What happened?
He tore his Benz up. Brand new wreck, drop top Benz, man.
How did he got in an accident?
He ran into something. Totaled the whole car off. That nigga's crazy. Clean as a motherfucker. I think it was 450 SL rag top. Convertible, you know. But him and Snoop, Suge had the red Rolls Royce, Pac had the black one, Snoop had the white one, you know what I'm saying? They used to be doing a little, you know, ride around. We got us some shit one night, you know.
Is that
people,
at the club?
Yeah, people, yeah.
I remember that, okay.
Yeah,
Reggie told me about that. I
yeah.
didn't believe Keefy D was around you guys that night.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I guess some dude walked right through the middle of you guys.
And start busting.
And then just turned around and just started letting go.
Yeah, we got off back though.
So there's a really wild story that I came across online. And it was about you guys at a gas station in front of a club, I think, somewhere in front of a club, and Suge Knight was there in a big Rolls Royce, and, you know, some dudes kind of came up and tried shooting at you guys. Is there anything to that?
Yeah, I know where you heard it from. You heard it from that crackhead Keefy D. But yeah, it's true. We was at a club called Paradise in Hollywood, and we was with Big West, guy I mentioned earlier in this interview, and his boy Diamond, and then of course Suge and his boys. We were standing in a circle, and the guys walked right in between it, which is kind of unusual and kind of crazy for some guys to walk in the middle of 5 or 6 guys standing in a circle. But they looked at them crazy, didn't think nothing of it. I think their intent really was to start dumping while, you know, they were in the middle and closer to us. As soon as they got about 6, 7 feet away from us, from the circle, they just turned around and started shooting. They shot Big West homeboy Diamond in the leg. Diamond got shot in his leg. And by then, I was standing away from the circle because I wasn't in the circle, but I was standing away. So by that time now, I take off and chase them. Me and 2 other guys. Buntry was one. The other person's still alive, so I won't say his name. And we chased him down the alley, right behind this gas station. And I guess that's where you hear the story where the crackhead said he heard a bunch of gunshots. He tried to make it seem like it was in the middle of the street and all of that, but no, it was in the alley behind the gas station where the guys got chased down to. Needless to say, all that night I was stressed and watching the news all day the next day to see if anybody turned up dead in that alley. but thank God nobody did. But that's when I knew Suge was a gangster too, because as we were down there chasing after the dude, he came pulling up cold 3, which means fast and quick, in that Rolls Royce. But the crackhead said the Rolls Royce got shot up and stuff. It didn't get shot up. The only shooting was done was with the boy Diamond, Big Diamond from Long Beach. Anybody know who he is? He can tell y'all the story. But Diamond, when he got shot in the leg, he was a good friend of Big West. For anybody that's out there to know, Diamond and Big West.
Got off back. Reg was right in front of me. You know what I'm saying? The homies, you know what I'm saying? But somebody that got shot in the leg.
Right.
Somebody that got shot in the leg that night.
I think it was the dude. Was he from New York?
Dude, he got off like a. He got off because it was just a gang of people outside walking, hanging out, sugging them in their cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to grab him. He ain't buzz. He like shit. It's blah 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 blah. So you know what I'm saying? I had to come through right quick, straighten it out. But Pac was with us. Pac ass with us that night. We was coming from the club, y'all. People would challenge that shit, man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? You got some haters out there, homie. I don't care what you do, especially in the rap community. You got a lot of people that love you, but it's gonna be some haters on you. Trying to get at you on all levels. They wanna rob you. They wanna take your car. They wanna beat you. All kind of old crazy shit on this West Coast. It seemed like after Pac got killed, it was the thing to kill, right? Wasn't no but rappers getting killed back to this day. To this day. But before that, wasn't no rappers really get gunned down and all that old shit.
It definitely seemed like there was a nice period of time after Tupac and Biggie.
Man.
Like it was slow.
Yeah.
And then right when XXXTentacion got killed, it was like then Nipsey got killed. And then it just, ever since then, it's been like every year. I mean,
hey, Nipsey used to come
King
to the office.
Von, you know, Duck and Pop Smoke, Mo 3. I mean, a whole bunch of people.
Nipsey used to come to the office back before he got famous. He used to be, you know what I'm saying? It's like open house. You know, a lot of people used to come up there every day. We'd be on the second floor listening to demos and people discussing deals and all that. And he used to pop up, you know what I'm saying? He used to come in the office to chill with me. We used to chop it up. He had a little mixtape. Used to play that all the time. He was cool, man. I wanted to do some business with him. Nobody never even heard of him at the time. I mean, people heard of him, but you know, he wasn't on none of that like how he blew up. I know he was though. His tape was all gangbanging, but it was how he was saying what he said and his flows. I was like, this little hard. You sit up in my little office and blow, man. I had the window overlooking Wilson where you could walk into it. He used to always walk up in there and be looking over the thing, you know, because I had the sounds up in there. Before the feds came and feds shut that down. The feds stayed shutting shit down, man. But yeah, I knew he had the potential. It's a few people I had an ear for that wound up coming up. I got a good ear, man. I got a good ear.
What did you think when Snoop and Suge started the beef? Probably like early 2000s. If you remember, Suge released that song "Pimp Slap." And he actually,
Snoop did.
He gave you a shout out in the song.
Snoop did.
Yeah. Snoop did the song "Pimp Slap."
Yeah,
he shouted you out in the song.
Yeah, because I done put it down for Snoop, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I was locked up on that shit anyway. I wasn't even on the street. I heard the CD. Somebody gave me the CD and I heard it. You know what I'm saying? He made a song, you know, a good song about Suge. You remember that?
No.
Yeah.
He made a good song. When?
I can't remember, a few years ago.
Oh, well, maybe a couple years ago. I
Yeah,
was talking about during that time.
Yeah, but I'm saying they go back and forth with each other, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make good song. The whole song was thank you and all this and all that.
Yeah, but I don't think they're cool no more because just a
They
few
probably ain't. That's what I'm
just a
saying.
few months ago, Suge was accusing Snoop of having something to do with Tupac's murder.
Yeah.
So they be going.
That's what I said. I done seen him cool and I done seen him doing that. I
Yeah.
done seen him doing that too. Like I say, he got at him, but then he did a whole song giving him his props too. That's crazy.
Well, I guess there was a situation where you guys went to a club and as soon as you guys got there, like a bunch of Crip dudes started tripping on you guys. And they were yelling, "Death Row."
Oh, that was
You,
Backwater.
Buntry, Suge.
That was Backwaters. Yeah, as soon as we caravan up there with the artists, and it was just me and Bunchy doing security at the time. You know what I'm saying? You got Dre, Snoop, the Dog Pound, all them. You know, it's still early Death Row. The Chronic still going on real tough. So we get out the car. This parking lot talking about Death Row. Woo, 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 woo. Like damn, and it's crowded all around the door. So the promoter came and got us. We trying to get in. We got to pull these through the crowd just to get it because it was just too many people. And we got into the VIP section and everything was cool. But then dude and them was walking past our VIP banging on us. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what's wrong with these? So shit. Act like he was trying to get up in there and nah, you can't come up in here. We got all them over here chilling. They ain't bothering nobody. So shit, it went down, homie. Couple got knocked out. Police came, shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't let us out there. I got hit with a I got hit with a salad thing. Somebody threw it though. You know what I'm saying? From way across the room, hit me in the head with that motherfucker. But you know, I had to shake it off, wasn't no problem. We in the middle of something. But they would just kick back. They wasn't like Pac. Pac would have been all up in all that little shit, he'd have been in the middle of it. They used to just kick back.
You talking about Snoop, Dre?
Snoop and Dre and all
they
them.
were there,
Dog
right?
Pound.
And Rage?
Yeah. She was there. They had just kick back. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, you know, but we had shit under control, man. We was cool. It was cool. We had to deal with what we had to deal with. It went down. We was outnumbered. But the police, we squabbed until the police came. You know.
Oh, you guys was fighting for a while.
Yeah, we fought for like 15 minutes.
How many of them was there?
Fighting, it had to be about 12, 13.
12 of them?
Yeah.
And how many of you guys?
Shit, 3.
3 of you guys?
Just me, Buntry, and Suge.
So even Suge was involved. Suge was getting down.
Well, I don't know, because I didn't see him. I know what I was doing. I was getting down. After it was over with, you know, we all like, you know what I'm saying? Like every time you cool, you straight, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't sitting back watching him. I'm doing my thing. You know, so, you know what I mean? He might have been trying to break that up, because he was always trying to break shit up. I know I was doing my thing. They ain't finna touch me. You know what I'm saying? Corrupt them was back there cheering me on. I remember that like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, he talked about that shit for weeks. Like, that nigga Neckbone, damn. And we was just minding our own business, just chilling, you know, promo shit. You had a few motherfuckers that wasn't feeling it. So, hey, whatever.
Okay, what was DJ Quick like when you were around DJ Quick?
Quick did his job. You know what I'm saying? Quick was in there, he'd be in the studio. He'd hang out around a little bit too much. He'd come through and do what he got to do. But it done been some situations with him, you know what I'm saying? We was in, where we was at? We was in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? If somebody did something violent, something wasn't right, yeah, he popped the shit out of one of them cats. That shit was funny as a, man, I can't remember what that dude did. You know what I'm saying?
I think I've interviewed somebody about this before a while ago.
Yeah.
But he did, it was like his family member, right?
I think so.
I don't know if it was his cousin or somebody in his family.
It's always somebody doing something, man, that they ain't supposed to do. And there be repercussions to that shit. You know what I mean?
Was it Suge was there too, right?
Yeah, Suge was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't had nothing to do with it, though. Nothing.
Now I heard you say that people didn't love Biggie the way they love Pac.
Nah, what I said was when Pac got killed, then Biggie got killed, people wasn't over Pac's death yet, because Biggie got killed right after Pac. Pac was the type of guy to be on the media. He was in movies. He was talking. He was doing interviews. People knew Pac. He was getting into real shit. People knew Pac. Biggie didn't do none of that. So when Pac died, and then Biggie died, we were still dealing with Pac, because Pac was more like on the West. He represented us in everything. But later on in the game, when Pac shit kind of died, it didn't never die down or nothing like that. It was like, okay, well, we started recognizing Biggie, because Biggie was gone. We was kind of, in between at odds with him. But there was a lot of people against Biggie because of the East Coast, West Coast shit. That's why they was mainly against Biggie, but a lot of people listen to Biggie music. Biggie, I used to listen to it. I used to listen to Biggie. So, and I don't think Biggie had nothing to do with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? On the real. So, I ain't the type of motherfucker, I ain't no follower. Just because you don't want to listen to something don't mean I ain't finna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to what I want to listen to. So whatever. But yeah, it was people out here tripping, but it was mainly behind that East Coast, West Coast shit. But he got a lot of fans. He had a lot of fans out here. But Pac overrode all that. People love Pac. To this day, they still on Pac. Like it just happened, you know what I'm saying? Pac they just love him. They saying he the greatest rapper of all time, all that, They love Pac. You listen to his music still sound brand new. Every song got its own character. You know what I'm saying? If Pac rapping on it, the beat take on a whole different persona than somebody else rapping on it. Pac just was, man, he just had it like that, huh? That's all. But I ain't gonna incriminate Suge, huh? You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if I never with him again in life. I'm not finna say nothing. All the interviewers try to get me to go against him. I'm not finna do that, man.
Did I try to get you to go
No,
against
no,
Suge?
I'm saying,
I
I'll be having to dodge the questions. I can't answer everything, you know what I'm saying?
I asked you about Snoop and Suge beefing. But
I don't remember them arguing and none of that shit. Snoop arguing with Suge, I don't remember no shit like that at all. I don't think nobody do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember Snoop saying them things. The Suge, you know what I'm saying? But they never got into it. I remember Suge
they fell
saying,
out after you were in jail, when they fell out.
I know he say shit to a camera and he say shit to a camera. They ain't never was just in each other's face getting at each other. That's what I'm talking about. This camera shit, I'm a G, homie. If you got a beef with somebody, you gonna say some bullshit about somebody, you supposed to get at them. You ain't supposed to go find on camera and talk shit, and then you ain't gonna never see them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's bitch shit. You's a bitch if you gotta do that, homie. If you gotta get on camera and make it seem like you hard and tough, but you ain't trying to find this. You's a bitch. You. Straight like that. G ain't getting on no cameras with no bullshit. Let's take it to the street. Just that simple. If you gotta get in front of a camera, you's a broad. A fraud and a part-time broad.
I hear you. But yeah, man, I don't think I tried to get you to go against Suge. I don't think I'm part of that.
No.
I don't think I'm part of that one.
No, nah.
I
just gave you some shit. I just gave you some shit you probably could do something with. Because I was talking to somebody. I just didn't say their name, but you'll figure it out. You figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Huh?
I know Suge and Snoop,
I'm saying what I just was talking about.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, man.
Okay. I hear you. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you want to use it, that's on you. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's nice working with you, homie.
It was good working
I
with you too,
appreciate it,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I appreciate it, homie.
For sure, man.
You know, I gotta be safe, man. You gotta understand. I gotta be safe, homie.
I hear you, man. You definitely got a dope story.
Yeah.
You know, your history with
Who know how to write?
everything.
Who know? You want this back?
Oh,
You still got me on?
Yeah, we're still
Yeah, I
recording.
knew it. I said, I ain't saying shit else.
We're still recording. Yeah.
This the best shit right here. Yeah, because I got, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all good.
Well, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, homie.
sure.
Cam Capone.
Yeah. What's up? This Cam Capone. If you want to hear these interviews with all the cuss words in it, all the stuff we had to take out because YouTube makes us cut a lot out, all you gotta do is become a member. Hit that button.